Hello and welcome to Blocs Master. My name is Elder and today I'm going to show you my new template, and this video will be kind of overview, tutorial and guideline how to use this template. I'm not going to go like very deep because it will take ages to explain everything. I have done that in this template, but I think that this tutorial, well, this video can serve as a tutorial for some people. Anyway, I have two versions, of course. As always, I have all of the Bex files, but let's take a look at the multi-version because it has all of the pages and all of the content. Single page version is a little bit limited because I needed to put everything on one page. So let's open it. And here you have, well, it's what you have on design canvas. Obviously, when it's live, it will be a little bit different. And actually, let's go to browser preview right away to see what kind of template we have here. So let's go to Safari and let me resize it quickly. Okay, so this is the construction template, and it is obviously right now on my local computer, but you can view the demo on the Blocs templates website as well. So let's quickly see what it is. We have this page, beautiful page, is all of the different type of sections. You can see these beautiful tiles for the projects. And by the way, everything in this template, like completely everything, 100%, is created only using blocks without even any custom breaks, custom blocks, custom code, nothing, just blocks. And well, obviously it's blocks 4. This all of its new positioning features, which allow you to create some very cool effects. For example, like this one. You have probably seen this on Blocs app website, similar design. And people asked me to use this in some of my templates, and this is what I have here. I might actually do a separate video tutorial if you want, explaining how you can easily create something like that, but you will have everything inside this template and you can change it to your liking. That's very cool. And by the way, these are logos of the partners, and each of these images will bring you to the company, to the partner's website. Very cool. And this is the landing page. It has about 8 pages. We have about page, these cool hover effects, these social icons, and we have services page. By the way, these are cards, but as you can see, they work as the links, the whole card like a button. And by default, if you click them, they will bring you to the quote page where you can kind of request a quote. Very cool, download. You can download the company intro price list. Obviously, this is not the real document, but if you click here, you will download the Blocs Master course curriculum. And by the way, we have these brochures here on the quote page, but we also have the new kind of double menu here. We have one on top here and another in the sidebar. So this is another like second menu. We have the same 5 pages we have here on top as well, but we also have this section here, these brochures, and we can place here anything you want. I just put these brochures to, I'll show you that you can put here anything you want. This is not the default Blocs sidebar. This is the custom made using the toggle class interaction. Very cool new feature. If you want, once again, I might do a separate tutorial in next year on this topic as well. Very cool. All without code, just using the new custom class editor. Okay, let's take a look at other pages. So we have seen the services. By the way, we have this beautiful accordion here. And of course, as always, all of my templates are perfectly optimized for all breakpoints. And if you resize the window, everything becomes, well, adapts to the design of the, well, to the size of the device, sorry. As you can see, form as well, it switches to one column instead of two when we go to smaller screens, typography, everything. So projects page has this grid of tiles, and you can see they have this beautiful hover effect. And I have created, I think, like 5 types of tiles actually, and I have decided to keep 2 of them here. So one is a little bit simpler. This is the button. You need to click this button to go to the project page. This is the project page, by the way. Simple, but quite cool. But this is the simple one. It's not acting as the button, the whole card, but this button will bring you to the details page. But this one, the second one, is more advanced. As you can see, it's very cool. It gives you this, well, first of all, hover effect. It gives you the more information, and the whole card works as a link. And this is something very cool you can do now, these Blocs 4. Some of these things were possible in Blocs 3 as well, but I mean, you needed to install Card Designer or other third-party brick to get something like this. I mean, I love Card Designer. It's a great little brick. Well, it's not little, it's very complex and very powerful brick. But for many people, even the default Blocs 4 functions can be very, very good options. You can see here, let's actually go back to our project page, and I will show you that this is just the column, this is the div container and card inside. And I have added the background image to the column. And then to the div container, I added the, well, this border and the overlay effect, this dark color. And card body and footer have these 2 sections. One is the title and one is the description and everything, which is only visible on hover. And by the way, when you need to change the link, you need to select the project subtitle to change it. And I know it might be a little bit, well, limiting, but what I ask you to do, if you use this template, try to keep all of the structure here intact, because everything I have created here is like that on purpose, because everything, all of the positioning, all of the, well, not positioning, but all of the link, the reason why the link is adjusted is attached to this or subtitle. There is a reason for that, because, well, long story short, I'm using the stretched link class, and it makes the whole card as a link. I could add it to the title as well, but for some reason it won't be working as good as it is right now. So don't mess with the structure. And as I always recommend with all of my templates, use the duplicate feature as much as you can. So when you need to add a new project, for example, let's say we're using the second type of the card here. This one, this is the well, hover effect. You select the column, not the div container, not the card. Select the column, Command D to duplicate it. And now you need just, let's say this is the new one. We just change the title to YouTube, for example, and you change the URL, or when you will have the project page, the new page you might create, you can select this subtitle and change the interaction to make it go to the new page you created. Or you want to set it to like external URL, you can still do it here using the interactions menu. But yeah, use the duplicate feature, and as you can see, because we duplicated the second card, now we have the same background. And I have created 4 classes, const project bg2, and there are actually 4 of them right now. So if I delete this and start to type const, what was it? Well, I don't remember, bg. We just type bg, you can see that we have const project bg1 2 3 4. So if you select, for example, 3, it will give you this one. Now, when you create the new project or you want to adjust the image for the existing project, you just click on this class and you replace the image. And by the way, image, why it's not showing, I have no idea. It should be here. Well, I guess this is the bug on Blocs, but yeah, I have added the image inside here. And I'm using the square images, but even other images will fit the card because we have the new size cover function in Blocs 4, which automatically crops the image so it is displayed in the square. So for some reason, this is the image I have added. This is the image I have added, but for some reason it's not visible inside here, inside the class editor. But basically, if you replace this image, it will replace the image as a background. So when you need to create a new one, let's quickly go to class manager and let's create a new image for this YouTube project. So let's find any of the existing 4 const project bg4, for example, classes. Let's duplicate it and let's rename this to bg5. You can make it the name whatever you want. I clicked something else by mistake. Okay, const project bg5, or let's type bg YouTube, whatever. And let's add the image. It needs to be square for the best look. So I have this image here, is actually my image. And if I place it here and click done, now when I select any of the columns here, let's delete this class and add the YouTube, the one we just created, const project bg YouTube. You can see that this is the new background image for this tile. And we have the same effect and everything works the same. And it is, by the way, responsive, so it will look good on all devices. And I have adjusted the size and everything for all 4 breakpoints. But if you change something, make sure that you adjust all of the settings for all breakpoints, because once again, all of my templates, every single element here is optimized for all breakpoints. So please don't change the things like that. If you want to create something from scratch, you can do that. But if you want to use the pre-built sections, I recommend to be very careful what you change in the sidebar. Okay. What else I wanted to show in this video? It's already a very long video, but I hope that it is helpful for some of you. So same here, to change the link of, by default, all of these services tiles, if we go to services page as well, they will bring you to the quote page. And as you can see, if you click on the body, there is nothing here, no interaction. If you select this plus icon, you can see that this plus icon is actually what leads this card to quote page. So if you want to change the link where this tile goes, when you click on it, you should change this plus icon, and it's the same for all of them. Okay, I think that this is quite easy. Okay, so we have, let me go through each of the pages very quickly and see if there is anything else I wanted to explain to you. By the way, the page dividers I have are optimized for all breakpoints. So sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. I've done everything on purpose, but if you want to change it, you can do that, because as you know, we can change the size, the height, the width of each of page dividers for each of 4 breakpoints. Very cool in Blocs 4. Okay, so yeah, this is how it looks, this section, very cool section. This is how it looks in Blocs, inside the Blocs, but this is how it looks in preview mode. Very cool. And as you can see, they are moving with a different speed because they are different size. If they were the same size, they would move exactly the same. But now it appears that this one is moving faster than this one because it is bigger. Once again, I might explain everything in the future videos when I will explain how to build this. And I might even include this video in Blocs for website course update, which is coming in coming weeks. Okay, I have adjusted the size and position of each of these elements, and actually each of these logos have a link applied to them. So if you want to change something, make sure you open the class and change the size. If you place some other image here, obviously it will be different size and everything. So keep in mind, you need to make sure that the size is not big sometimes, because maybe this is too big sometimes. You can go here and make it smaller. And this size is actually optimized for all 4 breakpoints. I spent a couple of hours doing that, actually, believe it or not. But yeah, I mean, very cool. I think that the last thing I wanted to show you in this video, I wanted to tell you in this video, is about Parallax. Let me tell you that in a second. I will just quickly go through each of the pages and see if there is anything else I wanted to tell. Okay, projects, we covered that. Project, okay, quite easy here. News, post, quote. Yeah, I think everything else is quite easy. For the navigation, I think there are 2 things left, navigation and Parallax. Navigation, as you can see, we have 2 of them, one on top and one it's not visible by default, this one. It's only visible when we click on this sidebar icon. What it is actually very important, because these links are manually added text. This is just created links. These are not navigation links. So basically what I'm saying, if you change the navigation, if you add the page, if you change the name of the page, what you need to do is change it here as well. So if you just change the name to YouTube, for example, you need to select it here, change the name, and make sure it connects to the right page. If you want to add new page, Command D, anything, and change it to new page, wherever. And do that to all of the links in the second menu as well as the first one. These are not synced because this is actually the default menu, the regular list we have, and this is the manually created menu. I don't recommend to have so many links on top of here, only the best, the most important links, maybe 5 to 7, no more than 7, because we don't have a lot of space here as well. But for this sidebar menu, actually you can have more links because you have more space here, and well, it's not very good in my opinion to have too many links, but if you want, you can place it here and use it as you want. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you need to change the menu, change it for both top and the second sidebar menu. Finally, we are coming to Parallax, and Parallax is actually very cool feature we have in Blocs. But as you can see on this page right now, I don't have Parallax enabled. And the reason why, because it does affect the performance of the website. So if I, for example, enable the Parallax here, and especially here for this, let's select the block and enable Parallax here. Let's go to browser. What it will do, it will make the page more beautiful, really. I do like the parallax effect. You can see that it moves, but what you also can see that it jumps sometime, because right now I'm recording on my 16-inch MacBook Pro and it's still struggling to show everything smoothly. And it's okay here, but if we go to this, you can see that it jumps even more, because I'm recording right now my screen and recording some, I don't know, like it's not really that much going on my computer, but Parallax really is not working very well, at least on Intel MacBook Pro. On iPad it works perfectly, believe it or not. Maybe on M1 MacBook it will also work perfectly, but for Intel MacBook it's jumping and I don't really like it. But it does look cool when then the background is moving separately from the shape dividers and the logos and the text. Everything moves separately, very beautiful. I have disabled it by default, all of the parallax on my website. But if you want, you can enable it and your website will be a little bit more beautiful, but it will jump more. As you can see, without parallax turned on, it works perfectly fine without dropping any frames, even on my Intel MacBook. Same here, very cool. One last thing I wanted to cover in this very long video is the carousel. And you know, before Blocs 3, I always adjusted the size of the images before adding them to blocks so they fit perfectly for carousel. Because as you know, the size of the image dictates the ratio of our carousel. It is by default it is like that by default, but in Blocs 4 we have flex classes. And by the way, this template uses a lot of flex settings, like for some things you don't even expect to use flex for. Flex becomes very useful, and I might do a separate video about it in my, once again, Blocs 4 website course in January. But yeah, I love flex. I'm getting used to using it more and more, and what it allows me to do is create a carousel without thinking too much about the size of the image and proportion of the image. For example, well, uh, let's say that I think I have this image is different aspect ratio compared to this one, but it doesn't matter. I can place any image here and it will perfectly fit. Even if I place here the square image, you can see that it is cropping it. It's obviously not very good quality, but it crops it perfectly, so it is showing only the amount of image we need. Obviously, it is a good practice to have the same size, the same ratio images for your slides and carousel, but it is very nice to know that in Blocs 4 we can use flex classes to adjust the size of the carousel without cropping the images beforehand. And I have, as always, a bunch of custom classes added here. I don't know how many, but really a lot of classes. And I'm trying to be very clinical with classes. As you know, if you have used any of my previous templates, you know that I don't like to add classes just for the sake of it. But there are two classes I have added. I have edited. It's carousel and carousel item, and these are having the maximum height settings set, so we don't get bigger images than what I have set here. And once again, maybe this is the topic for the separate tutorial video. If you want to learn about it, let me know and I will try to create the video about carousel auto cropping images, and well, next year, I guess. So this is probably the longest video I have ever recorded for this channel for sure, but yeah, I hope that you like this template. It will be available to all Blocs 4 templates members. And by the way, thank you for everybody who have signed up for the Blocs 4 templates package. Even though you do have access to all of the other Blocs 4 templates, I'm going to update Blocs 3 templates to Blocs 4 versions. And after I finish this template, which I hope is going to be today, I'm going to finish working on another template. It is actually Blogger template. It is the existing template, but I'm going to update it to Blocs 4, and I'm going not just to update it, I'm going to rebuild it from scratch. And in addition to that, I'm going to actually, well, let's actually go quickly to Blocks template and see how it, I don't even have it here. Yeah, I have deleted the Blogger template from here, from Blocks templates, because it is not working very well in Blocks 4. So I'm almost done rebuilding it from scratch. I'm not ready to show it to you yet because I'm still working on it, but it will be the simple blogging template for simple blogging inside Blocks. And I'm working on the WordPress version of this Blogger template as well. It's not going to be very complex, which might be something I will do in the future, but for now I have decided just to quickly test the WordPress export, the WordPress theme we have in Blocks 4, and I'm I'm going to release the Blogger template hopefully before the end of this year. I'm really trying to put out these two templates before the end of this year. And in the starting in January, I want to concentrate on recording more and more tutorials for Blocs for Website course and for this channel, of course, which I haven't done in recent weeks. I've been working on these templates the whole holidays. So hopefully it will pay off and I will be able to finish my Blogger template as well as this one before the end of the year. So thank you for watching. I doubt anybody will be watching this video from first to second, from first minute to the last one, but I have been really working very hard on this new template. Hopefully you like it. And if you have any questions about it or want for me to create a tutorial on any of the parts of this template, let me know and I will definitely create it here on this channel. And if it is something very complex and requires lots of video tutorials, I will probably add it to the Blocs for Website course, which is available, of course, on blocksmaster.com. If you haven't already, go check it out. So thanks for watching this very long video. I hope it was helpful for you if you just got your template. I know it's quite long, but hopefully you won't have as many questions about editing and managing this template. I will talk to